I would love for a roll-off for DM inspiration. For anyone interested in earning that inspiration point or a second facspiration point.
While we're rolling, fear, is it just the debuff, or can I also not move towards the target, or just disadvantage on the target that feared me, or?
It's just the debuff.
Okay, so basically it doesn't matter which creature feared me.
That's correct. Unless you kill the one that feared you.
Okay, so
Yes.
then like the fears drop.
I'm afraid that you are now dead.
Exactly. Okay, well, I've got a 14, a 13, and a 6. So let's sell it to Akia at the highest price there at a 14. Akia, take it away.
All right, last time we made it through the end of the snowstorm. Tempest, the god Tempest and Gaiman sort of kind of seemed like they OOC. We didn't really see it as just Gaiman, but it seemed like they had gained a mutual respect for each other. So possibly Gaiman is finding their way into religion, trying to figure out what religion means to them. Possibly. Maybe that'll help them with their addiction problem. We'll see where it goes. We found, we made it through the storm. On the other side, we found the body of one of the Battlehammer clan. We also found a locket. We were able to reclaim the body and the locket with plans on returning them to Bryn Shander. The iron shipment was gone, however. We did find traces of frost salamanders, which can hop back and forth between planes, ours and Frostfell in particular. Looks like it had eaten the head of this fallen Battlehammer. We then followed some tracks. Avalus followed his nose. We found some iron jaw goblins from Karkalok that had taken the iron shipment and were loading it onto their special goblin wagon. And instead of fighting, Gaiman sort of became friends with them. Also made a promise to help them back in Karkalok. So maybe Gaiman's going to visit Izobai one day and marry his sister. We'll see. But in the meanwhile, we are traveling back to Bryn Shander to return the iron ingots that we have recovered when we were ambushed by a frost salamander and some other reptilian-like creatures.
Excellent. That was a perfect recap. Thank you. Would you like a DM inspiration or a facspiration?
I'll take the DM so I can hold on to it.
Okay. So you shall. Let us continue with our factspiration question for today. Factspiration question. What fictional world, this could be from anime, comic books, movies, a video game, would your character want to visit? And let us begin with Gaiman the Glaive.
I will answer on behalf of Gaiman. I mean, there's a lot of options out there. I feel he would be happiest. Like the first thought I had, because it would just be an endless supply of enemies that might be on his level, considering how strong he might get, would be the aliens universe. With the with the xenomorphs and the Yautja, the predators. I feel like that might be his speed. But ultimately, I was like, no, I think one face hugger and dudes down for the count. So I figure I'm just gonna, stick to the source material and just throw him into Conan the Barbarian's realm. I think he'll be happiest there.
I love it. Awesome. So, going to hang out with Arnie in the realm of Conan the Barbarian. I love that.
Or Jason Momoa.
Or Jason Momoa.
I mean, the remake wasn't half bad.
I just don't remember it. I'm sorry, everyone.
That's okay. I mean, not everyone's like a big movie person like I am.
Excellent.
I remember his butt.
I mean, it's hard to forget, for one. And two, I mean, his butt's in a lot of things.
It's true.
True.
Now it's haunting the seas of the DC universe. Maybe it'll come back. Thank you. Let us continue. Let us move to Avalos. What world would Avalos like to visit?
I don't know if there's a specific name for this setting, but I heard of a land where the, civilization and nature kind of, are at odds with each other. And there's this Princess Mononoke who would be very interesting to meet.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the, fictional Japan, I guess.
What would that be called? Ghibli Japan?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's where Atlas would want to go. Go help out other druid type characters and, see, fantastic things and not, freeze his butt off.
I love that. And, in a little side story, your DM tried to convince his wife to let him wear an outfit inspired by Ashitaka at our wedding. It did not go over well.
Yeah, I was like, were you successful?
No, I was not. She poo-pooed that very quickly. Probably for good reasons. Anyways, Avalos, you have earned Factspiration.
And
Let's continue. Yes, you do. To Alicia. Alicia.
I don't know if I ever really came up with an answer, quite honestly. Maybe somewhat similar to the situation that we're kind of at now. I wonder how a version of Alicia would function in like the Chronicle of Riddick series.
That would be cool.
I know it's another one where a lot of darkness, light is used very sparingly or very rare. So I'm kind of wondering how someone like them would function in a world like that. I don't know if that really answers the question because I don't know if they would actually want to go there, knowing if that place.
I don't think anybody wants to go to that universe.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering if like a version of them was in that universe, how would they kind of function there? So I'm gonna use that as my answer.
This is the second time this week that someone has mentioned the Chronicles of Riddick universe.
Wait, really?
And I'm thinking, am I in a strange time warp?
What was the first time?
Completely out of character and out of game discussion. Someone mentioned that they played in a homebrew D&D setting that was like Ravenloft and the Underverse, which is like from Chronicles of Riddick, had like a strange Dreadlord baby.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
It would be very interesting to see Alicia, being worshiping the Morning Lord in a land that like the sun kills you like instantly.
Yeah.
Only on certain planets.
On that other planet, yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Alicia. Let us continue to the Lotus.
Well, I would actually think that Lotus had thought about this actually in character quite a bit, because this may seem kind of strange, but I think she'd still want to be an investigative journalist, but in like the universe of the X-Files.
Mm.
Yeah, mainly because it's probably one of the things that probably helped inspire her getting into investigative journalism was that show growing up, and I I kind of headcanon it that her version of universe version of the X Files, and where Gillian Anderson's still redhead, but David Duchovny is a tiefling. So maybe she sort of subconsciously maybe saw a little bit of her father in that too.
I would love to see that version of it. And man, Gillian Anderson, at any time, any day, she's such a fox. Sorry, I just got distracted, everyone. Anyways, you've earned Factspiration. But let us not falter. Last but surely not least, Akia 13. What world would Akia like to visit?
All right, so maybe technically not a fantasy world depending on how you look at it, but Akia would definitely pick. They would see a nature documentary and be like, I wanna go there. I wanna see that. I wanna go to New Zealand, see this. I want to go to the savannah and see those elephants. I want to pet one of those. That's what they would pick. They'd pick a nature documentary.
I love that. I love that. Excellent. You have earned a Factspiration. Well, let us continue, and let me bring us back to the wilds of Icewind Dale. Cold snow crunching under your feet, the ground splattered with the blood of your allies and the blood of these elementals. It has been a hard-fought fight, and we will see who becomes the victor. Before we move forward, though, I did one thing for our druid Avalos. Avalos, your spot that you had your moonbeam, you should now have a moonbeam actor.
I can move it.
Apparently, it's tone deaf.
So
Yes.
pretty.
And if you open up the character sheet and you hit a moonbeam from your character sheet, boop. I'll just do one as practice one here. It should put out the damage with your save if you want to do it that way, so you don't have to do 8 clicks to not spend a spell slot.
That is awesome. Thank you, good sir.
My pleasure. Alrighty. Let me quickly change the music, and we will get this shindig started. As I'm doing that, any questions, comments, concerns?
Just that Moonbeam will never make it to Juilliard, I'm afraid.
No, it will not.
Unfortunately enough, it will not.
But it loves
Ooh.
to karaoke.
Oh, God!
I mean, I'm kind of concerned about these things, but we're fine. We're fine.
Yeah, it prefers Bad Moon Rising because reasons.
It's. I was gonna ask if it's one of those.
I mean, CCR, typically you don't go wrong with CCR at karaoke. But, damn.
Yeah.
Read the room. Read the room. Well, I had a note here that Gaiman is starting us off in this round of combat, going mono e mono with this frost salamander.
Okay. Yes. We are raging. We're doing stuff. So we will recklessly attack. And we discovered last time that I just wasn't reading far enough down on Path of the Colossus. So, again, while raging, you can use your action to make a massive swing against all creatures in a 15-foot line within your reach. Roll separate attack roll for each target in that line. So, a line can be curved. So we're going to swing on the Salamander and then the Flunky as well, the Frost Viper.
Alrighty.
We'll attack the Salamander first. Oh, there's my flaming sword.
Ooh, that is a hit on the salamander.
I'm beginning to think that maybe there's something wrong with the sword, because that's like the third 18 I've dealt.
Okay, because you got a 19 on your die,
Right.
plus your strength,
Right.
plus your proficiency, and then
But like I'm remembering from last session too. Well, let's see what the damage roll is on the Viper. So that'll be next.
oh, and this one was a D8 plus your strength, plus your rage, and then plus your enlarged.
Am I just really lucky on the rolls? Still?
You might be just really lucky this
All right. Well,
day.
this one's for the Viper. Okay. All right. I am now no longer convinced that the thing's broken. All right. So, yeah.
Excellent. Well, the salamander, as you struck it, will get to conduct a frosty rebuke upon you for a paltry 1 point of cold damage on you because of your resistance.
Oh no, I'm so chilled. Fuck off.
And the nippy frost viper, as you deal it 13 points of flaming longsword damage, can you give us a sick description of how you kill this monster?
Right, so I'm like slashing through the salamander, and I'm like just sort of swinging around and just whoop, lops off its head, and it goes sailing away.
Excellent. Alicia, you are unfortunately enough in the splash zone as you get covered with this frost viper's ferrous blood.
Oh, come on.
Excellent. Well, the frost salamander is going to steal because it was damaged. So let's mark Gaiman with his stuff, and this guy is going to act. All right. At the start of his turn, he recovers his Paragon actions and regains his reaction.
And he takes moonbeam damage, I believe. as well.
And yeah, he's got to make a save against the moonbeam. That is a successful save against the moonbeam.
Let's see.
All right, this creature.
Yeah, so it just takes half damage. Sorry.
No, you're good. It takes the half damage. It looks still pretty froggy. It is going to.
No. We fought toads. That's a salamander. I know what a salamander is.
It feels pretty amphibian amphib guy. I don't know. It's going to do one of these, so that it can kind of get out of the moonbeam and put itself in a good position. So it sees there's lots of people for this, and it hasn't done this yet.
It doesn't have to do this.
It's going to do it. It's going to do a freezing breath. Oh, for paltry damage. 3 1s on the damage roll. Can I get a Constitution saving throw for Gaiman, Alicia, and the Lotus? Ooh, all great saves. The Frost Viper does not need to make the save because it's you can probably guess. So you guys take some cold damage. That is its action. It will then use a bonus action. It is going to target Alicia. And Alicia, it's going to use its chilling gaze to try to frighten you.
Hold on a second. Half damage because making a save, quarter because resistant.
It's like if you have your token selected, I believe quarter damage is like the third one on the right. Yeah.
Con save that makes it. Bless still up. And now chilling gaze. For 21.
Yeah, you are not frightened. This creature roars in expectation as you were successful in your saves. Let me get rid of its frosty breath. I will mark this creature as having acted, and
I will steal because I took damage, even though it was very little.
Alicia, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna move over here. So, I can't do that bullshit again.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm going to target the Frost Viper that seems to be assaulting Lotus. And... Oh. Okay, this isn't right. I was looking at my sheet and it's like, I feel for some reason it reset everything on my sheet. So now I have all my spell slots and all of my other features. So now I don't remember what the fuck I used last time.
You used Bless.
Use bless.
Yeah, I used Bless, obviously, but like...
I think you used Bless and a Flare.
Yeah, I feel like I used a flare a couple of times, but I don't know how many I used now.
We will call this your an issue that your DM caused because he was messing around with the game. So I'm okay with you guys just using what you have on your sheet at the moment because your DM was messing around with Foundry in ways he shouldn't.
Okay, I'll try
That's
the
weird, because like all my stuff's used up, like by range and everything, like it should be.
Oh yeah, I got my spell slots back because I definitely
Yeah,
cast
it's the,
Moonbeam.
yeah, my spell slots are back to
Maybe it's just the magic users, huh?
Huh.
Yeah. I'm just gonna hold and... Ooh, no, that's gonna burn my concentration.
Yup.
Shite. Well, I'm gonna try and help out Lotus. I'm gonna spend a second level spell slot for Scorching Ray. And just lay into that Viper. I guess that's only once. Is there a repeat button on this? Don't think so. Alright. Roll again.
Ooh, that is a big hit on the Scorching Viper. And I'll have you know that this creature takes the double damage from that damage type. So your first Scorching Ray does 14 points of damage.
Okay.
The second will miss at a 13, and the third will hit for
22.
booming damage on that creature, as it is bloodied.
Alright. Hopefully that got its attention, but that's it for me.
Excellent. This creature is going to steal.
Actually, before it does, I would like to spend a DM inspiration to steal.
All right, no problem. I'm going to have Alicia as acted, and we're going to have Lotus as acting.
All right. I definitely want to get the F away from this thing, so I am going to spend a second level spell slot and Misty Step because I like to move it. I'm going to move it 30 feet. I don't know what happened there, but alright. Yeah, that's 30. Alright, yep. So I'll bamf myself 30 feet there. And then I will take another 30 feet of movement over this way. Loop. Alright. Then I will... Can I get both of them? Let me see. Oh yeah, I can get both of them. Alright, so then I will go ahead and I will spend a sorcery point. I am going to firebolt both of the Frost Vipers.
Excellent.
20 for 9 fire.
Excellent. That first one gets hit for 18 points of fire. And for your twin spell, do you need to roll a separate attack for each?
Let me bring it up real quick just to make sure.
With that type of thing you normally do.
I believe that's correct. Let me check. Here. Alright, yeah, I don't know why it's not coming up, but yes, I believe you're correct, so I'll go ahead and roll again.
No problem. Very similar to the Scorching Ray spell. Can you imagine how awesome that spell would be if you just need to hit once?
Oh,
A 15 on the Frost Viper. It's pretty close.
Alright, I'll go ahead and spend my Factspiration here. A 3 for
is a hit
18.
for 20 fire damage on that Viper.
Alright, that's all for me. So I guess they both took damage, so that will give either of them the opportunity to steal.
I'm gonna have Mammoth steal. Oh. Sorry, Lotus, I accidentally moved you when I was trying to do this. Alright, Mammoth. Alright, Mammoth sees that there's this small little metallic boy over here. And Mammoth is deciding that he wants to fold it up into a little lunchbox to take home. So Mammoth swiggles over to you, Akia, and will target you. And they're going to attempt to bite you with their fangs. But that is only an 11. Their fangs glitter off of your armor.
Hello, new friend.
It goes, yes. And it is acted. It will go ahead and pass to Unaffordable. Before Unaffordable can act, the Painless Frost Viper is going to spend its 1 Paragon action this round. It's going to spend its Paragon power. It's got a lot of potential things it could do, but it is going to simply do a multi-attack for 2 attacks on Gaiman at advantage because of Reckless Attack. It is going to first start with its Tail Slam against Gaiman.
No shit. I'm gonna Stone's Endurance that because that's a lot of pain.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my Stone's Endurance?
Oh, and someone just knocked out on my door. I will be right back.
Also got to make a dexterity saving throw.
It's better than a 1. Oh, yeah. Danger Sense, have advantage on this. Thank goodness for that. All right.
And if you got knocked away, it might be like, I'm gonna eat a lotus.
Yeah, no, I'm still up as a squirrel.
One of our neighbors kids just came over to ask if I could kick their ball back over to them. So the Frost Salamander did a tail slam, and then it will go ahead and do an ice spike, and then I have to go kick that ball over.
Okay.
A nat 1 and a crit.
You can stop rolling 20s anytime now.
Okay, so it does that. It's AI script. I will set the salamander as acting, or excuse me, the viper as acting, and then I have to go kick that ball. I'll be right back, everyone.
I'm gonna go get it on the margarita. I'll be right back as well.
Your speed has been reduced 10 feet. As you are now cold. How much damage did you take?
Oh wait, I'm raging. I have everything. Jesus, whatever. Hold on. Brain not working.
Also, do you subtract the damage and then half it, or do you half it and then subtract the damage?
Order of operations would be the rage and the resistance, and then reduce the damage. So I only take 2 damage from the first attack because bludgeoning, that's 12, half to 6. I'm resistant to cold, so that's 4. No, I take.
Sorry, everyone.
Okay, I take 4 damage from the first attack. Excuse me.
Yep. So let's see. That's 12 plus 8 is 20. Minus 6 is 14. And then you half both of it.
Well, what?
From the tail slam.
Right, but the
think
Stone's
it-
Endurance that comes in after after the fact, right?
So it'd be halving both of the damages first, and then he does a stone
Right.
endurance to
Yeah.
do reduction for.
So I only take 4 damage.
Man, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally of damage taking. You take less damage than what you should have. I will
Okay.
allow you to do that however you would. And then the ice spike, you would only take 3 piercing, and then 2 cold because barbarian, Goliath. Okay. And now we're back to the Viper.
Oh,
Okay.
wait. That ice spike, is that advantage or disadvantage?
The ice spike is at advantage because of reckless attack.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm always, if I'm reckless with all my attacks, then all the attacks back to me are at advantage.
Right. So then that damage is crit then.
Oh, it did not.
Oh,
did
it didn't
not crit.
apply.
Yeah.
You're right.
As much as I hate to say that.
Good catch. Oh, I know why it didn't. I'll change that on the sheet so that it should do what it's supposed to. These sheets, they are fickle creatures. Anyways, the unaffordable viper will slither up to Alicia, licking its lips. And it will target Alicia. And it's going to make a bite.
Yeah, and Alicia's gonna use Warden Flare.
Okay. Good call. It misses.
But I guess I didn't need to. Oh well. That's how the feature is.
So reaction used. This creature went over, tried to bite you. It missed. It has did. And let us send it on over to Akia.
All right. I'm gonna be weird. I'm gonna make a little wall of fire here. Just right here. As my action, because I just think it'd be nice to have a little wall of fire right there.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna move. I'm gonna try to move.
Oh. Can you move now?
I can move now. I'm just gonna move there, and I'm going to call for Avalis to get beside me. And for a bonus action, I'm going to activate self-repairing armor and pass Davilis.
Cool.
All right, Avalos will heed the call and use his movement to get there. He will use his action sometimes to do that. And then bonus, and correct me if I'm wrong, we can cast stuff if it, yeah, oh yeah, I can cast anyway, never mind, I'm good.
Yep.
Bonus action, healing word, because I know it's pitiful, but I need something. I'll take it.
That's almost max healing.
I'm not bloodied at least. And I think that's the end of the round, right? So going into the next round?
That it is.
If nobody steals...
Oh no, damaged.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't hurt anybody,
I
so
didn't
you
do
control.
anything. Yeah. Oh, sweet. Okay, I will pass to...
Pass to me, I'll punch it in the face.
I will pass to Akia.
All right, round 4 begins. I'm gonna let everyone's acted status strip, and we will have
Woo! Take it off.
Akia act. You see the salamander is wearing polka dot undershorts.
Oh, you see, I was
Does a
expecting
12 hit?
A 12 will miss the creature, but it's within the realm of possibility for your thingabop. Oof. That is a miss.
Alright. I guess I'll stay here. And then pass back to Avalos.
I love it.
Okay. I wish I had more fire now. Knowing what they do after seeing Alicia and Lotus. Don't have, well, heat metal wouldn't matter. I guess I'm gonna produce flame and blast the guy. I'm just gonna like be that, you know, that slightly smaller guy that peeks behind the big guy and 18 for very little damage. On this is on Mammoth.
That is a hit, and that is for Dubla.
Why did I move? Why did he move? And God, I kind of want to bonus. Oh, I can't cast 2 cantrips. Never mind. Oh wait, I can healing word again as a bonus. Yeah, sucks to use up on such a shitty spell, but oh.
I like to say, hey, what feels worse, using it or being dead, seeing spell slots on your character sheet?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I will pass to Gaiman.
Okay, you have hit this creature with a spell, so it will steal.
Who?
And we will have Avalos as acted. All right, it sees that there's this metal man in front of it, and this delicious-looking druid. It's going to go through the metal man first, because it tried to punch it. And it's got its ice breath, so it's going to use its ice breath on you both. It's got a shorter range, so it needed you guys to be kind of clumped up. Oof. All right, give me a dex save. It rolled hot on that ice breath.
Oh shit!
Maybe we should spread out slightly.
Yeah.
Surround it.
That's a success. You would only take
Thank
12
goodness.
cold.
Oh.
That is a failure, Akia.
Wait.
Did you just say wah?
is a failure due to that fear.
Oh, Moonbeam is gone. Sorry.
Avalis, you do have your Factspiration, it looks like.
Oh, do I want to do a 3 on a 6? Okay, I'll try it.
Fine.
All right, Moonbeam comes back up, so I guess I will bring it back out.
Mm-hmm. You should be able to just drag that bad boy back out. All right, it does its cold breath.
Oh, it's small. Why is it small?
Oh, did it? If we go to summons, Moonbeam should be large. Prototype token. I see why.
He's just a baby.
Now it should be a normal sized Moonbeam. Okay, that is this creature. It can pass to whoever it likes because you guys both have acted.
There was a wall of fire between you, Lotus, and the giant salamander, and then it just disappears. It's just there for a second.
It will pass to this creature. It's going to target Alicia. And Alicia, the Frost Viper, is going to go for a bite.
I'll use warding flare again. That's my last one.
Okay, probably doing a 14 here, which I believe will probably miss you. That is it for the unaffordable. It doesn't have a bonus action. It will go ahead and pass to the boss.
Before the boss does, I would like to spend my remaining DM inspiration to steal.
You got it.
All right. First, I didn't get to last time because I had to Misty Step, but this time I will go ahead and spend my bonus action. I want to shift the hex I had on the Dead Frost Viper over to Unaffordable. All right. Then, let's see here. I'll go here. And then I will go ahead and spend my last sorcery point. I will go ahead and target both of the Frost Vipers and once again throw Firebolt. So, all right, I'll go ahead and call it this time. This first one will be on Unaffordable. Ooh, nice. And then this one will be on Mammoth.
Okay, Unaffordable explodes as you hit it for 16 points of fire damage. Okay, and second one on Mammoth for, oh my gosh, 20 points of fire damage.
Yeah, I imagine it's like she does like the fastball stance, and then like as it leaves her hand, two of the fireballs just arc off in different directions and just hit them both square in the face.
Absolutely. And you just see Unaffordable explode all over Alicia. It is like a...
Come on, people.
Yeah, Alicia's not. She's. They're getting it.
It is front row at the Gallagher show, and you have been watermeloned several times.
Does Lex get that reference?
I got the reference. I'm not that young. Jeez. I'm over 30.
I'll take 30 feet of movement to move here. And then I guess that will give the Mammoth Frost Viper the opportunity to steal.
I believe
that's right, it already went. Okay. All right, I will then go ahead and pass to Alicia.
Okay.
Gosh, I can't wait to wash this off. What's the range on this? 6 feet. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's disengage. Oh, it's not. It's just shy. All right. At least we'll move a couple feet this way. So then, yeah. Targeting Mammoth is going to hit them with a Toll the Dead.
Hey, they're already damaged.
Yep. Wow. Okay.
It's a very wise viper.
apparently. And then bonus action is going to throw a first level healing word at Avalis. For max healing, 8.
Ooh, nice. Thank you.
So you're saying the ice viper's got ice in its veins? It's just so chill, the situation.
Oh,
It
it's
is.
cool, baby. It's cool.
What's cooler than being cool?
Ice cold. That is it for me. Captain. I
Okay.
will. I will pass to Gaiman the Glaive.
Alright, second verse, same as the first. Reckless, flaming sword. $19 for 17.
Very nice. Huge hit here on the Painless Frost Viper as you take it to bloodied.
I'm gonna tell you it's a fucking fashion accessory!
It roars in response.
Ah! I respond.
All right, if that is game and acting, we will go to Painless. Alrighty, it regains its legendary action. Regains its frostbite to use later.
Do you want me to re-roll moonbeam damage? Or...
Oh, yes, please do. Ooh, it's gonna fail the moonbeam save. Taking 8 points of radiance.
Hey, every little bit helps.
Yeah,
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got
Alright.
it bloodied now.
And Gaiman, you are starting your turn within this creature's aura. Oof. So you can
Okay.
half that damage. It will then use its multi-attack. It's going to start with its tail slam. I believe that's an 18 because reckless.
Yeah, 18 hits.
And can you give me a dexterity saving throw here to see if you get knocked away from it? You do not. You're able to capture the brunt of it. All right. It will then go ahead and use its ice spike. Does a 17 get through Gaiman's tough hide?
Yeah, my AC is right at 17.
Okay. So it will get you for another 4 piercing, 2 cold, as it roars. All right, going into
I'm going
round-
to
ahead.
Stone's Endurance that.
Sounds good.
Caleb, does the salamander want to move out of the moonbeam?
It does probably want to move.
Okay,
out of
I
the
take
lead.
no damage from that second attack.
Hell yeah. It will probably 5, 10. Oh man, it can't just run over Alicia. Wait.
That'd be
Alicia
rude.
Yes, it can.
No, it
It's
can't.
gonna
No, it
hurt.
can't.
I forgot. It's big. And
God
it
damn
just
it.
like tramples over you.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
And then it will
They
come
will-
to here to threaten more people.
They
But
will-
staying within Gaiman's threatened square.
Does
Will
Alicia
demon
get
souls roll out of the way?
Does
Alicia
Alicia get an
could get an-
attack?
Yeah,
Could be
Alicia
a-
would get an attack of opportunity.
Hold on a second. Did I use my? Yeah, I did. I'm not really wielding a melee weapon. Slap
You don't have a
it.
melee
You
weapon?
should've saved it.
I'll slap it, but I don't think it's gonna do any damage.
Oh.
You say is
I told you.
Oh. We saw this great hit, and we're like, oh.
You just hear your wrist break. Okay, that is it for the painless salamander. We will. Go
Yeah,
to
definitely
round
painless
nine.
after that. Oh my god.
With my 9 strength.
All right, and it sounds like we need to have Gaiman. Gaiman, you were damaged. Would you like to steal?
Absolutely. Wait, am I? Oh wait, I'll take damage from being in its square, don't I? In this stupid aura.
The aura only triggers on the start of its turn.
Ah, all right. Well, yeah. Gonna try and kill it before it kills me.
Just go at it. I got you, Gaiman.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna change what I'm doing. Reckless.
That's a hit. The creature appears to be on its last legs. It's barely standing.
Yeah, that's all I got. I'm assuming it's gonna, bite back.
Yeah, it's gonna bop back here, and it will. And we will mark Gaiman as having acted. All right, let's see here. I think it's going to try to do this kind of maneuver. 5, 10.
No shit.
15.
Damn it.
No shit.
I think it can do it like this here. Oof, oof, oh. It sees these two over here fighting with the Viper.
Uh-oh.
And it's going to, it could get, you know what? It could get 3, or it could get 2.
Or it can get fucked and it can fucking fight me.
It's going to get 3, because that is the smart decision for it. Wow. That was a pretty good damage roll here. That is a DC 15 Constitution saving.
Well, that sucks. Well, I take half damage anyway.
Yay for cold resistance.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I think Alicia and Lotus would only take 10 because of resistance. And Gaiman would only take 10, cut in half again, 5. It's nice to be the king. Okay. This creature is finished with that. It will look at Gaiman. And Gaiman is going to target you with its chilling gaze.
Okay. Well, we'll see how this goes, because my wisdom's fantastic.
You have a bless on you. Oof.
I didn't roll with advantage, so yeah. DC 15. Yeah, I failed.
Okay, so we'll just put you here at Fear 2, and that will drop to Fear 1 at the end of your turn. Okay, that is the it for this creature. It is kind of spooky. Because it damaged both Alicia and Lotus, either of you could steal.
Wait, sorry to interrupt. Should I take more damage because of its aura? Did you say that was at the start of its turn?
Oh, yes. I don't know why I keep forgetting this.
All right.
Just for a fat 1. Alrighty. Alicia or
Alicia,
Lotus?
will you allow me to have the turn?
I can take it because I'm just gonna heal Gaiman.
All right, yeah, you go. Yeah, you go.
So, but then it still has a Paragon. You can take it.
All right, I'll go then. I have an idea. All right, first bonus action. I want to shift the hex from the other dead frost viper. Let's switch it on to the big boy, the frost salamander. So now it's the hex. All right.
And let me ask you.
Oh yeah.
What ability score are you hexing?
Let's see here. I usually figure it's good in case Gaiman wants to grapple something, so I'll go ahead and go for strength.
Okay. I don't know if I asked you that previously, but it is important because it rolls these at disadvantage. So its
Yeah.
strength checks will be at disadvantage.
Yeah, I usually figure that's good because especially if Gaiman, if you want to grapple something. All right. All right, so I will go ahead and feeling really pissed off at this dude seeing on his last legs, and I feel there's no kill like overkill. I am going to upcast Magic Missile at 2nd level, and it can eat all 4 of them.
Ooh, I'm painless. Oh yeah,
Yes.
it
Plus,
switched over to
the
kind of a
D6 from the
music.
Hex. Boom. For 5, 10, 15, 14, 15,
23.
19, 23 points of damage.
Yes, with that, the creature is exploded. Bits and bombs of salamander go all over.
If you're pissed at me, I can move my moonbeam to the other guy.
It's almost like I can read what Avalus's mind and what he's thinking.
He's giving you an eyebrow.
So it's like, Lotus, feeling a bit of the adrenaline rush from the victory, will just point over at you, Avalus, and pass the turn to you.
I will move Moonbeam, and of course I will use extra movement to skip Gaiman and Akia. So disregard that exact path. But it will go right on top of those guys. That is my action. Bonus will be to get the hell away from Akia. That my movement is. I'll move 10 feet out of the way. And
just so you know, it doesn't hurt the stuff that it passes through. Otherwise, it'd be super powerful.
oh god, you're right. Yeah, okay. That's
Yeah,
right.
it can't
That's
bug
right.
zap
Yeah,
her.
so, yeah, it starts. Yeah, you have to start the turn. That's right.
It's not a full orbital beam cannon.
That would have been amazeballs. No bonus. Oh yeah. And I will pass to Akia.
All right, let me click on Akia. Oh, Akia, I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button on you. You're acting. Oh. Avalis acted.
It's fine. I've got this. I'm gonna provoke opportunity and dive back 5 feet.
I hope that you don't die. You're good. Ooh, for 16 bludgeoning. How do you finish this creature off?
Oh, I think you know.
You
I
give
don't
him the
think
old
snakes have
knobber
balls.
knocker.
They do, they're just internal.
Not
Yep.
anymore.
Well, okay, well, not balls like that.
Punch it in the dick!
Yeah, so Akia just does this jump back maneuver, this backward dive, like a video game dive, like a Max Payne move.
I'm all about doing a sick Max Payne move. Why not? And you launch the knobber knocker at it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Okay. Well, here's what happens as the creature dies. There is an ominous rumble echoing through the dale. Its origin coming from within the body of the frost salamander. You can see it pulsating, rumbling, making gurgling noises. The beast, in its death throes, begins to pull in the frigid energies of the dale. Its eyes open, sapphires of ice, flaring with an otherworldly light. You all are used to cold temperatures, but it feels as if it has gotten even colder. swirling vertex of snow and ice erupts around the salamander, obscuring it from sight. A blistering, relentless tornado birthed from the wasteland. The trees around you begin to groan and snap under the burden of the ice. Their branches begin to fall onto the battlefield swiftly, encased in a treacherous layer of mirror-like ice. The blizzard wanes, revealing a transformation. As the creature regains some hit points, as it stands up, and then it gains its blizzard form as it gets even bigger.
The fuck?
What the fuck? I love that. The creature has grown, its scales hardened into a formidable carapace of ice. Its maw bristles with giant ice-like fangs, and its aura radiates with greater power. You have entered into a phase transition. During a phase transition, everyone, you can spend as many hit dice as you would like, as if you were taking a short rest. And this does not need to happen on your turn. You can do this in this moment of cinematic. And Akia, you still control initiative for the moment, by the way. When
Are we going into a new round? I think everyone's gone this round.
I have not gone.
Okay,
Wish
so
has not gone.
I think that's the only option then, or I guess I can continue moving. Like, is it still my turn?
Yeah. Well, didn't
See,
you
that's
just
action.
use an action?
That's action bonus. So all I have left is movement. Which I kind of feel like we should spread out slightly. So I'm just going to move right here and pass to it and pass.
All right. So you have acted. The creature will go ahead and use its paragon in its giant blizzard form. Let's see. It's got now, because it's so big, it's got an Avalus next to it and a Gaiman.
It does.
So it's going to multi-attack. It's going to target Avalus. Avalus, its first attack is going to be its tail slam against you.
That
But
actually misses.
13 whiffs over your head. It will then target Gaiman, and it's going to do. It'll just tail slam Gaiman, or attempt to.
18 hits.
Cool. All right, and it sounds like we need to pass it on over to Alicia here in the phase transition round here.
Well, shit. Was just going to run up this way to spread out a bit. Targeting the Frost Salamander. Saying that Gaiman healed himself, that I'm not going to do what I was originally to. I'm going to target it with a guiding bolt. Hit it with a spirit gun. Oof. 11.
You are within the realms of possibilities with your Faxpiration. I will tell you that.
I will roll my Faxpiration. For a 16.
A 16 is enough.
Okay. Boy gets hit with 13 points of radiant damage, and he is lighting up softly.
They are an easy target. We're going to see how many animations I can put on this thing before the computer explodes.
Uh-huh.
Orf, I'm sorry to butt in the middle of things. It's not registering the fact that I'm carrying a shield anymore for some reason. Like, my AC dropped. Unless there's like an effect on me that causes my AC to drop.
There is your fear. Drops
Yes,
your
your
Oh,
fear.
that's right. Sorry, my bad.
No, you're good.
I'm still not used to the new fear.
No, you're good. And at the end, at the end of your turn, your next turn, it should drop to fear 1, which I think has already happened. So you should only be at fear 1. Sorry, Alicia, please continue.
Nope, that's it. It took Damon, so I imagine it's going to start the round by taking initiative.
Absolutely. So we will go ahead and I'll let everyone's little statuses clear, and it's going to steal. It regains its Paragon. Let's see if it gets its breath weapon back. It does not. Such a shame. Okay. Let's see here. It really wants to do this move. It is going to target Gaiman with this. Avalis, you will get an attack of opportunity, but I don't think Gaiman would because of how tall he is. Gaiman, this creature jumps up into the air and then tries to belly flop on top of you.
Yeah, he just jumps to my height and yeah.
And just falls right on top. Can you give me a dex save to see if it crunches you?
This would be advantage because of danger sense, because I can see it coming.
Oh yeah,
Unless I can't, so.
You totally saw it coming because it literally jumped straight up and then down.
Pretty
How about
sure my
you?
stab misses.
Your stab misses, unfortunately enough. The creature will then use its second attack on a Ice Spike against Gaiman.
So on the first one, I just take half damage, or is it?
Oh, it's save or suck. So if
Oh,
you
it's save or
dodge out of
suck,
the
okay.
way,
Okay.
you are good.
Okay, 27 definitely hits. For a total of 6 damage.
Cool. And Gaiman, would you like to steal?
Abso-fucking-lutely! I'm gonna recklessly stab it back with my sword. $19 for 11.
A 19 is a hit. Sorry, I keep forgetting this. Here is your cold aura for the start of its turn.
Thank you.
Oh, and
That should affect me too, right?
its cold aura is being kind of freaky fresh. Let me go into it real quick.
Yeah, it did not gain any size. when
There it
the
is.
Salamander gained size.
It should be the same size. But now that it's huge, it can hit potentially a lot more other people. All right, that is 6 coal. And Flaming Longsword, 19 for 11. You hit it for 11. It will use its reaction for a Frosty Rebuke. Only for peanut damage upon Gaiman.
Take that rebuke and shove it up its cloaca.
All right, Gaiman. Anything else for you?
No, that's pretty much it. I'll pass to Avalas if he wants to flank.
I'd love to give you flank, but I think I need to get out of the cold aura.
All right, well, you do you.
I will face step the F out of there. Oh, he has to roll to see if he's afraid of me, by the way. I'm going to move that face step there. Action will be to move Moonbeam here. And the winner thing is Wisdom save. Oh, shoot. Does he have
he gets
advantage?
frightened.
Okay,
does
he
not.
is frightened to be only until my next turn, though. Or the end of my next turn.
That is a huge debuff. Fear 2.
Yeah, end of my next turn, it's gone. And I will pass to Alicia.
All right, it will go ahead and use a Paragon. It is going to Paragon. Dodge. Alicia, you're up.
Oh, that cheeky son of a bitch.
Oh,
Dodging. I think. Yeah, at least he's gonna continue moving around, just to kind of keep spread out. And then it's just gonna target it with a another Total Dead. I need to make a wisdom save, please. That is
it is not good at wisdom saves.
It takes the full necrotic damage. 12.
Absolutely. Its body begins to shrivel and shrink.
I like to imagine Alicia's Toll the Dead is like the ringing of church bells. But there's something just a little bit sinister in them. About the tone of the bells.
Oh, they ring in a minor key, do they?
Yeah.
Very cool, very cool.
And then bonus action. I think gaming's alright for right now, so I think I'll leave it at that. I will pass to Axolotl.
All right. I am going to spend my final second level spell slot. I'm going to target the transform salamander, and I'm going to toss my knuckleball at it. Ooh, it fails.
It takes psychic damage, and it can't take a reaction until the end of its next turn, and it must choose between a move, an action, or a bonus action.
All right. I kind of like the idea we had about keeping wide formation from each other. So I'll just go ahead and then burn 30 feet of movement. Bop over here. Oh no. Question: if I concentrate here, do I still get the hex damage on it?
Or the knuckleball?
Correct. Do I still get the hex damage off that?
I believe it specifically says in hex when you hit it with an attack.
Attack. Okay, never. All right, that's fine. Just making sure. All right, so I move there, and then, yep, I'll go ahead and pass to Kia.
Okay, here we go. And we are on to Akia.
Target agility has increased. Deploying countermeasures. Three, 4, and 2. 9
Hey,
damage.
buzzing bees. Okay, and
Move here. I'm done. I think that's the end of the round.
that it is. So in round 7, the salamander will steal because it was hit by your buzzing bees. Okay. It will stop dodging. And it will make a con save against the moonbeam. It succeeds, only taking half of 7. Alrighty, here it goes. So it's going to do this. It's going to do its freezing fog. So as an action, it creates this sphere. And because some people started in the aura, actually, I believe it's just Gaiman. Gaiman would take 8 cold, reduced how he would. Okay. Now, Gaiman, because this creature is heavily obscured, it is going to march away from you.
Now, how does the mind whip affect it? Because it only gets to do
that's
a
right.
move, an action, or a bonus action, just one.
That's right. So it would not be able to move, so it'll just stay in its area of heavily obscured. We need to create a mind whip thing for me to remember that.
I believe it's pronounced whip.
Okay, so it gets mind whipped, it drops one of those, and that is the end of its turn, regains its paragon, and it has acted. Now, Gaiman, technically you were damaged by its aura, so you could steal.
Alright, because it's got this obscure shite thing going on, does that mean it's like a straight roll when I attack, it's thrown under an advantage?
Correct. If you attack with a reckless attack, it would only be a neutral roll.
Fuck it! Reckless!
Oh man. Either of those will hit for 15 points of damage. It does have its reaction back, so it's going to try to peanut damage you back for only 3 points of cold.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, Gaiman. Who do you pass to?
Does anybody want it?
I'll take it.
Alright, I pass to Ikea.
Alright, I can't see anything, so I'm just gonna stand here.
Mm-hmm. Because of heavy obscured, and if you have a spell that requires sight, you cannot target it within this fog.
I'm just gonna hold my action and pass to Lotus.
All right.
Okay, holding your action, passing to Lotus.
Let's see. Yeah, that's the thing, all my magic spells, even magic missiles, say I have to actually see what I'm throwing them at. But tell you what, I think I'll go ahead and hold an attack too, but I don't want to burn a spell slot unnecessarily, so... tell you what, I'll take a little bit more movement. Just to... Here. Let's move 30 feet this way. And I'll just hold a firebolt cantrip to throw against the frost salamander for when the fog drops. And I will pass to Avalos.
Hey, Avalos, before your turn goes, the weather takes a turn for the worse. And everyone. Can I get everyone to give me a dex save as the snow and ice turn into an ice shard rain? And this is save or suck. So if you hit the DC, you take no damage.
Oh, I don't know why I only rolled one die.
I kind of fucked that one up.
So we looked at Gaiman, and Gaiman has several icicles kind of just like sticking out of the back of his head. And it is, I believe, Aviles. Sorry, Aviles.
I will. Let's see, still got Moonbeam. Let's see, what am I doing here? Sorry, I'm just reading if something requires sight, and I think it.
And if you hold anything, it'll kill your moonbeam.
Your concentration.
Yeah. I'm just looking at produce flame, which I can throw, but technically it doesn't say I have to see it. It just says within 30 feet. But I'm going to let you rule however you want on that.
Produce flame. It says.
I think it's because it's an attack roll, so you'd be doing it at disadvantage anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't say you have to see them, so you could make a ranged spell attack. It would just have disadvantage.
Disadvantage? Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that because might as well.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, it hits.
Poopy damage, but hey.
It is double damage. As this creature is vulnerable to fire. Now, I should say this is actually the first time that this creature has been hit with a fire attack. Its Burning Fury activates, and its breath weapon recharges.
Sorry.
They have to damage it eventually.
Yeah, now we know.
Well, I think it's specifically because fire damage.
And I will move there just in case, just to, make wider targets.
Mm-hmm. Guys are spread out really well.
We'll pass to, looks like Alicia.
Okay, let me put it on Alicia. And Alicia, this creature has not used its Paragon yet, so it will go ahead and use its Paragon action. So it will go ahead and it's got it. So why not? It can get 2 peeps. So it'll get both Gaiman and the Lotus here. For a good roll there on its breath weapon. Of course, that is only quarter damage for the Lotus, and quarter damage for the Gaiman the Glaive. Alicia, you take it away.
Okay. Hold on, let me see this. Or do I have this? Yep, I do. Alright. Alicia's gonna move, say 15 feet this way. Still see Gaiman a little bit in the freezing fog there. He's going to target them with Divine Spark and try and toss over a little bit of healing their way. 6. And then just to boost it just a tad, also do a first level healing word. So 11 total.
Very cool.
And that is it for them. Didn't do any damage, so we'll pass to... Lowe's was holding an action, right? Or did you...
Yes, I was holding firebolt for when I could finally see the thing again.
I think that's the end of the round, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
Which this is why I readied the cantrip, so I wouldn't end up burning a spell slot.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it.
I'll pass it over to Gavin, just in case this thing decides to move at some point.
All right. Wolf, it hasn't been 10 rounds yet. No, it says round 8. Okay. Just want to make sure that I'll re-up my rage when a minute's up. All right. So, Reckless!
Ooh, that is a big hit for 14 slashing damage. Gaiman, how do you finish off this creature?
Well, I'm hacking at it blind, so it's just a lot of screaming and yelling, and I thrust the flaming sword into the middle of the mist, and I make contact, and I twist, and then kind of like a key gets turned, and it just stops. All the magic stops, and it's just dead, and my sword's lodged in its eye socket.
Yes, and
I managed to hit the brainstem.
if you will allow, there is a gout of frosty blue blood that is covering Gaiman as the battle reaches its end. Then we can end
I
combat.
thought for sure you were about to say it sprays out and he hits Alicia.
Not again!
That would be a very weird angle if it somehow sprayed out like at a 45 degree all over Alicia.
It's like a Quentin Tarantino movie, it's just spraying
Yeah.
all over the place.
I'm mashing on the the circle button to dodge roll out of the way this time.
Gaiman's got an eyeball stuck to his sword and he just like flings it off and it flies over.
And it pops Alicia right on the side of the head. So let me take us.
So first level spell slot, I'll skeet shoot that with a guiding bolt if I have to.
So you see, lying on the ground, 4 reptilian bodies burrowing up from the ground. You see your allies who were hiding under the snow because it was real dangerous out there. Alicia, right next to you, you feel the presence of Icewind Dale as he does a slight somersault out of the snow.
Oh God, don't do that.
I'm sorry, it's just, I was freaked out by those creatures. They were so cold and slimy. It was like a jellyfish noodle salad out there.
That's one way to describe them.
Mm-hmm. Those of you who have fear effects still on you may drop your fear effects. You should be able to do that by right-clicking the little square on the right side of your screen.
Apparently my bless is still going.
Oh, to clear those, I have to go into sequencer and tell the sequencer to stop doing that.
Weird. It's getting late. It's time for an energy drink.
What energy drinks do you drink, Akia? You hear the words of Cupper Knobberknocker.
It's Mountain Dew. Akia, of course, doesn't drink.
So, heroes, you have these creatures lying out in front of you. Do you wish to leave them here to become, what's it called? Food for the ambient animals? Or what do you wish to do?
I don't know. I think some folks might want to do some harvesting, right?
Yeah, I had another thought. I mean, you know, that blizzard kicked our ass, and you know, we could, you know, pile of these all together. We could burn them, and you know, we'd sacrifice them to Tempest. Maybe, I don't know. Thing.
You know,
Or we could just say fuck it, and reptile beats for everybody. I don't fucking know.
yeah, when Ludus just says a bit of a joke, it's like, You know, I remember hearing a tale of a man with a sun blade who cut open the belly of a creature like this and slept inside of it for warmth.
Yeah, but I'm not cold.
With Alicia's I guess proficiency in religion, would they know if Tempest accepts like sacrifices in that way that Gaiman is describing?
He does 100%. He is one of those gods who loves people to sacrifice things in his name,
Ooh, interesting.
especially monsters fought in a battle.
Then yeah, Alicia would bring that up, but then would also say, we don't have to sacrifice all of them. Maybe one or two, and then harvest what's left to be used for a future fight. I think Tempest would be amenable to that.
What's that? We're making sacrifices to Tempest?
It was something that Gaiman brought up. And Tempest does accept sacrifices.
I mean, it was just an idea. I mean, we can, talk about it. We can do whatever the party thinks is best. I mean, it's probably a stupid idea anyway. Old Grayman come up with his harebrained schemes.
No. That's actually not that bad.
It's fine with me.
Yes, I don't see why not.
Though
I know. I just thought it was going on about turning this big fucker into a coat and whatnot. And just like,
well, I imagine it probably
you wanted a handbag, Otis, and so just like I just want to make sure we're being fair to everyone.
I do imagine there's probably something useful that can be made out of this. Kind of turns to Akia and Knocker. Though we don't really sacrifice creatures in our faith to the Morning Lord. I'm not sure if Sylvanas does something similar.
Avalos shakes his head.
No sacrifices.
I've seen you sack chairs before.
Oh, well, wood, yes, but not these.
I see.
Yes,
Though-
Sylvanas respects nature returning back to him. But...
And he just stops mid-sentence.
Though I imagine they would want the whole creature to be part of the sacrifice. So if there is anything that anyone would like to harvest from one of these things, it's either all or nothing.
I would like to go ahead and make that what's it called? Not the harvesting check, but the appraisal check, please.
Sure. Which creature are you going to appraise first?
It's one type at a time, right? So like the frost vipers is one check, and the salamanders one check,
That is correct.
and they would both be Arcana checks because they're elementals.
That is correct.
All right.
I can give you advantage on the Arcana one.
Okay. Then these will both be at advantage. I'll do the salamander first.
Okay.
And then this is for the viper.
Okay, so you're sitting at an 18 and then an 11 because of advantage from help. Okay. Here's what
would you allow guidance to be thrown onto either of these?
You can throw a guidance onto both.
Alright.
I forget we have guidance.
3 on the first one. And a 4 on the second one.
Okay, so it sounds like the first one now is a total of over 20, and are we over 15 on the second?
I think
Red
exactly 15.
Okay. So here's what you know that you could try to get from the Frost Salamander at a 20, but not quite a 25. You know that you could try to get its bile, its scales, its blood, and its fang. The vipers, I should say, you could get its blood, its venom, its scales, and its fang.
Okay.
Quick,
Well,
It sounded like Avalis was going to ask a question.
yeah, just a quick question. Knowing that these things all around were resistant to cold, but weak or vulnerable to fire, the remoras that we've already had did not have that vulnerability, right? So
It was resistant to both. Oh, it was immune to both. I can't remember.
yeah,
it was like immune to both.
Right, yes.
yeah. All right, so yeah, okay. I guess Atlas just wants better armor, so he'd probably just hold on to that Remora's hide when we get it then.
All right. Gaiman, did you want to? Were you thinking of sacrificing one of the frost vipers? I missed it.
I mean, if you're gonna make an offering to a god, especially you know, gonna make amends, I feel like you gotta go with the big guy. But again, it's just just a thought. I'll go with the group. Whatever you want to do.
I am supportive of your religious journey.
I mean, it's just a thought. I mean, no one said anything about religion. Just seems like a good idea,
I do not worship Tempest.
And neither do I. Just it's a good idea. Is all I think.
Danica will throw a hand on to Gaiman's shoulder. I am a supportive of your idea as well. I think that it is a good plan, Gaiman.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be greedy. We could sacrifice all of them. I feel like that might make us square with him. But stuff could be useful, like the fangs or the blood or whatever. So yeah, let's talk it out.
All right, just to be clear, Kia thinks it's wasteful, but as a player, I like it.
Okay, then you should make your case to Gaiman for not wasting stuff.
Well, I'm conflicted because I like it.
Then you should roll for it.
Kia would not. So in character, but don't feel like you're fighting the player. Is all I'm saying.
I won't.
You are but one person of this large party. It seems very wasteful to sacrifice such a large portion of what we have achieved here to a god that none of us worship.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know. It's like, that big fuck off blizzard we had to fight our way through when we were going hunting for the ingots, right? So, like, that was Tempest being like, "Oi, fuckhead, you broke shit in my temple," and yeah, I just since we're all traveling together, and I was I did a thing, and I just thought it might make us square, and put things right. It's all just a thought.
Interesting.
We don't have to. Just a thought.
You believe this is a form of divine retribution on Tempest's behalf.
I mean, I think that's what it started out as. But we were like so fucking kick ass in response to him being like, "I'll show you what for." I feel like at the end of it, we got blown out. You know,
You could always take its skull and deliver that to the temple as a trophy to honor Tempest as well.
that's the thing though. Is like if we are gonna make it square with the big guy, I feel like it's got to be. We have to give something up to show that what we're doing is meaningful and has an impact.
I would be on board with this plan. I don't think this will be the last time that we ever encounter frost vipers or a frost salamander.
I fucking hope not. It was just fun.
Fun is one way of putting it. I think, and kind of turn to Akia. I think for this one time we can explore this idea of sacrifice to an entity and see what comes out of it. Plus, we still have some of the Remoraz parts back at Brinchander, so if we're honestly trying to balance the scales, I think the Remoraz are a little bit on the higher end than these Frost Vipers and Salamander. Just my opinion.
Then Lotus, have you weighed in?
It is always sort of interesting, this, where I'm from, people would sacrifice many things, hoping to get the blessings or even just to turn away the rage of many of the gods. Most commonly it would be their own money, but I think Gaiman might be onto something here.
Then it sounds like the majority seems to be in favor of the sacrifice.
So are we just like sacrificing the salamander? Are we like putting them all in a pile and lighting them up? I mean, what are we cool with?
If you want a grand gesture, make it a grand gesture.
Oh, fuck it. Let's make it a fucking grand gesture.
How about
Gaiman will start taking off, and he will, for the tree line, and he is going to start picking up kindling, and also he's going to whip out Lucille and start making inroads on some of the larger trees to help with the fire situation.
How about we do a little bit of a compromise? Let's sacrifice the salamander and 2 of the vipers, and then harvest the last viper. That's still at least 3 creatures of decent size that are being utilized, and then 1 that we can have for ourselves for a future battle. As they say, waste not.
Is salamander meat palatable?
You all would know that salamander meat is a sweet treat.
Cool.
Like delicacy?
Oh, for sure. That would make it all the better as a sacrifice if you were to sacrifice 1 viper and 1 salamander to the god Tempest.
I was thinking 2 vipers, 1 salamander, sacrifice, and then we just use the last viper as harvest for parts.
Now it looks like we killed a box.
And as they say, sometimes things in three.
Or if they need me to make any kind of checks for, getting the wood together and whatnot.
I do not. Gaiman is a experienced survivalist, and he's insanely strong and powerful, and you have very good weapons. I would say getting enough wood for a pyre is only a matter of time. So if everyone is okay, we can have a small montage of Gaiman chopping wood and perhaps maniacally laughing in the background as everyone is enjoying just a simple afternoon in Icewind Dale. And we can parse the clock forward 1 hour.
Where did that Kenny Loggins music come from?
Is Danger Zone playing?
I mean, it's a montage, so it's got to be 80s Kenny Loggins.
Oh, that's true. Hold on. I need to see something. Hardcore. During that hour, do any of the PCs approach one another for conversation?
I would say that Lotus would probably approach Avalis and say like, so Avalis, has anyone told you about that elven tomb we discovered before you joined up with us?
No.
Well, she'll flip through her notebook. Well, before you joined up with us, we had found this elven tomb, and it had something that was, well, it worked very similarly to a sundial, except it used the moonlight. You could apparently caught the moonlight at various phases, and what it could do is that it would either activate certain doors, or on one phase it would activate this magic mirror, where you could ask it 7 questions and it would answer them for you.
I would ask it how it knew such things.
That's actually not too bad of an idea. The thing is that we had to use a scroll of Moonbeam the last time, since we didn't have anyone who would cast that spell on their own. But, well, if we ever make our way back there, you could use your ability to use Moonbeam to ask it that question.
Oh, yes. I would be honored to help you ask additional questions to the mirror. And my own, of course.
Yes. Well, the way I hoped it would have worked so that we wouldn't end up wasting any questions is that I wrote them down in my notebook here, so to hopefully ask them, and we wouldn't lose track. It went well at first. We asked it how to stop the forever winter, and it showed us this strange skull-shaped rock formation.
Does that sound familiar at all to Avalis?
Make a history check for me.
You can get advantage from Alicia since they're probably overhearing this conversation.
Uh, 14.
You have heard of this before, mainly in conversation with the mammoth, and maybe in conversation with your parents about Grimskull, the island of the skull, somewhere in the sea of moving ice. A old frost giant fortress shaped to look like the skull of Thrym.
Oh yeah, because that's who we decided the Yeti worship. So.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard of such a place. It is, I believe, a bastion of giants.
Well, not entirely sure what it means, but we'll have to go there to end all this. Gaiman had asked, I think, because how he feels about magical things, but he sort of facetiously wanted to know who had killed his family, and well, that's where I found that we saw the image of the Durgar sitting on the throne, and very much worried me because it seemed like he was looking back at me, and well, it's usually not a good thing when you're scrying on someone and they can actually scry back at you. Usually means they know where you are.
Yes, that could be quite unsettling, I imagine.
I did get a question about myself that I wrote down. I wanted to know how to get back to Earth, my home world, where I'm from. She just lets out a deep sigh and showed me the ship that the Mind Flayers had me on, the one that I had escaped from, the one I had destroyed and it crashed here.
I take it this Earth is beyond the sea of moving ice.
Ooh, yeah, it's... I guess to put it in perspective, and I'd ask, how clear is the sky right now?
The sky is clear enough to where you can see dim outline of star and moon. Or, excuse me, it is only 3:35 p.m., so it is only overcast darkness.
Fair enough. She'll just sort of point upwards and say, "You know the stars that you see up there?
The realm of the gods.
Well, my home world is beyond that."
Alice's mind is like blown.
That's not too surprising.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Did you live amongst the gods, or?
And he
See-
like doesn't realize there's more possibilities than that.
Yeah. You see, the place I come from, it's a lot like this in many ways, but different. It would take me quite some time to really explain everything to you, but the important thing is that even though there are many things that are different, there are also many things that, to my surprise, are quite similar or even the same that I still can't quite wrap my head around.
Do they have?
And he points at Akia and at Gaiman.
In Earth?
Well, it's interesting. I've never seen anyone like Gaiman back on Earth, but Akia, there have been people who have attempted to make constructs like them, but they're definitely not as advanced.
Akia does not have a mouth.
Well, yes, Akia doesn't have a lot of the things that we do, but that doesn't stop them from being... doesn't stop them from being our friend, now does it?
He looks back at Akia.
No, it does not.
I will say that after that, I kind of got a little bit emotional, and I guess maybe I did sort of waste a question. I asked the mirror how to fix, me.
Are you broken?
She just stand there in silent contemplation for a moment and says, "Listen, I do appreciate you and everyone else, and especially Watto. You all tell me that there's nothing wrong with me, but before the Mind Flayers got a hold of me, I didn't look like this. In fact, I do have a couple spell slots open, so she'll wave a hand over her face and cast Disguise Self, and I'll go ahead and put up a board. What you'll see is her body just sort of fade out for a moment. And then what you see come up is, it looks like her, except she's wearing a sort of like a nice suit, like bright white, blazer and matching pants, button-down shirt with top few buttons undone, and you see a cigarette hanging out of her mouth. I'm going to post that up here. Yeah, you see like this.
I mean, your outfit is different.
It isn't just the outfit. It's my voice, my face. I didn't have all of the scarring, and I could still see out of this.
But as you said, you were a different person. Your experience with these flares of mind, they shaped you. It changed you. And I do not know the Lotus before, but the Lotus that I do know, the one with this.
And he reaches out a hand to the side of your head.
Right. As you do, you see, I guess the best way to describe it's like, you see what would be like the equivalent of like your hand sort of like clipping through her face.
Yeah.
That Lotus is my friend.
She'll smile and she'll drop the disguised self, and you see her like she did before. She said, I know. I guess if anything, I just wonder, and she'll tap the mask. It's like, I also wonder if I do ask her to fix me, does that mean? And she'll look at her hands. It's like, does this mean I won't be able to use magic?
When I was younger, I spent most of my childhood wishing that I was like those around me. Different. That I could be strong and big like Gaiman. That I could be like my parents. Like those. That I would fit in and feel at home. And I realized quickly that I was different, and I embraced those changes. That is what finally made me accept myself and put me at peace.
You know, now that you say that, I think you and I are more a lot alike than I thought.
Yes, perhaps.
Alright, well...
We are also both very white.
She will actually chuckle at that. Oh yes, just in slightly different ways. Though in my heightened emotional state at the mirror, I also was feeling very homesick and worried for my mother, and I asked it how she was doing, and I mean, she was alive, but I just saw her and she was crying, and seeing that she had apparently was so sad she wasn't eating a very delicious crab cake that she had in front of her. I miss those so much.
Crab is quite delicious, yes, but the shell is a bitch.
Oh, you see, specifically the region of Earth where I'm from is very famous for its crabs, and in fact this magical spice mixture called Old Bay that we slather all over them. It's very good.
At the mention of the crab cakes and the deliciousness of Old Bay, Gaiman, you would return with several logs, timber, and kindling ready to set your pyre for the sacrifice to Tempest. Party, you notice that Gaiman has wood.
I mean, I'm just excited, and and I got a pile of logs.
Make sure
Perfect.
you don't have that wood for too long. Otherwise, I may have to give my consultation.
Has Gaben been gone for 4 hours?
Gaiman's gonna have a confused look and blush a little, and he's gonna start piling the wood around the corpses we're gonna sacrifice.
And as he does that, Alicia will take out their Smokey the Bear hat, put that on, and be park ranger Alicia to make sure this fire doesn't go out of control.
That is a great idea. And Danica would say, Alicia and Avalis, I know that you both are believers in the gods of this world in one way or another. Perhaps we can help Gaiman best arrange the pyre and the creatures we are sacrificing in such a way for the best way to honor Tempest.
I agree. I was trying to look through some of my notes. There's only very, very brief mentionings of Tempest within them, but hopefully that can be useful in this ritual.
I think so.
I know a little only about Sylvanas and Thrym, but there are sacrifices that are made. I have seen such gestures before. I can help with the process.
All right.
So mechanically, for this, you have Alicia, you have Danica, and you have Avalis, all who know one thing or another about gods here in the Forgotten Realms. So, Gaiman, you can leverage a religion check, advantage with a lower DC from one of your allies to make the perfect pyre for the god Tempest.
I will be providing guidance for you.
Would Avalis then like to make the religion check at advantage?
I mean, that might be better with helping out with like nature, like how to put the wood in a pyre.
All right, listen, mate. If I had to put a number on how fucking stupid I am, it's an 8.
All right.
I will. Oh, religion's intelligence based? Oh, F that.
For this, you could swap the mental stat to wisdom.
Okay, much better.
If you hold Alt while you click your skills, everyone, it will allow you to change which ability score you use to roll.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
So let's see. At advantage with a lower DC. 14. Perfect. You guys perfectly arrange the pyre in such a way that the smoke will billow up to the sky. It will burn a bright red. And how you have arranged the bodies will allow the god Tempest to know this was done in his honor.
Oh, I guess actually that would guidance roll would have been for that. So
Yeah, 18.
Extra perfect.
Perfectly perfect.
Alice feels a ceremony
go ahead.
coming on, so he pulls out his fermented birch sap, takes a swig, and passes it to Lotus.
Oh, why thank you. And she'll take a swig and... Well, how does it taste?
Oh, never having actually tasted it, I'm going to ask ChatGPT how fermented birch sap
Oh,
tastes.
God. All right, let's see what it comes up with.
I've had birch beer. It's pretty good. Maybe it tastes like that.
Fermented birch sap has a taste that can vary quite a bit based on the specifics of the fermentation process, time of harvesting, and particular variety of birch tree. Generally, it's described as having a mildly sweet and tart flavor with an earthy undertone reflecting the tree it came from. Some people compare it to a mild cider, while others find it to be more like light mead. It's alcoholic and vinegary, refreshing and unique.
So yeah, she'll take a swig from say, a little drier than the white wines I usually go for, but still not too bad.
Yes, it is strained twice through the intestines of a yak.
Oh yeah, it really brings out the smooth flavor. And she'll pass it back over to you.
He'll pass it to Blarton and just have him motion to kind of pass it around to everybody.
Oh, you got it. I wouldn't be the brave town guard that I was, and am, if I wouldn't tried weird alcohol made by people raised by yetis. And he drinks it, and he looks like someone who just drank fermented beer sap. And he does a quick dry heave, and he will continue to pass it around.
Little vinegary.
Oh,
Put it
is
that
it?
way, Bart.
Is it drinking time?
I mean, it can be. I was going to go to work on this frost viper.
If anyone wants to use the alchemy jug, it is still primed for the day.
Take a swig of mayonnaise.
Wash it down with a shot of mayonnaise.
Why the fuck would you drink mayonnaise? You could drink so much of it something else.
Don't.
Oh,
Hey, I'm not the one in charge of the alchemy jug.
Avalas. That actually can produce other types of liquids.
Oh, I only saw what we gave the frog, the toads.
Well, now it can only produce mayonnaise, but when it is primed again tomorrow, it can produce honey mead and ice wine as well,
Oh,
as assorted other liquids such as water, salt water, poison, and acid.
that would have been much preferable to mayonnaise, except the poison and acid. Yes.
Akia nods and will go to assist with the Frost Viper.
Copper and Icewind Dale are there to act as the harvesting nurses to help out with any of the harvesting needs that you will need.
All right, we'll all harvest together. One big harvest family. Guidance, please.
Yep.
And is Gaiman going to act as a secondary harvester? Because I believe Gaiman and Akia both have harvesting proficiencies.
Got a +2 on what you roll.
I believe we both are at 14 dexterity. So it doesn't. You can roll if you want to. I did all the checks.
Okay.
Clicking the button feels good. It's like controlling the the remote control at home. Okay,
22.
so a 21 or 22, excuse me, for the Viper. So you are able to collect all of the items from the Viper that you knew about. Akia, whose character sheet should I put these items on? Should I put them on Gaiman's? Because you sounded like you were running out of stuff.
Oh no, I've got plenty of room now.
Okay.
I guess I'll take them in case they're since they're crafting supplies.
They are, and I will tell you what you found. First, Frost Viper blood. It was easy to get. DC 5 to harvest the blood. This blood should be stored in an enchanted vial. So Akia, do you have any of your artificer stuff that you can do?
I assume that the harvesting kit that we have has some, but I can make whatever tools I need. With my right tools for the job feature.
And I was also thinking of your magical tinkering, that you could somehow make a vial in case you need one.
That'd be a stretch for that feature, but right tool for the job would cover it.
Sure. Okay, next up, you got your blood and the venom. Unfortunately enough, when you say venom, it makes you sing the Venom theme song from the Tom Hardy movie. So the venom also needs to be stored in a vial, and it is a potent poison, or it could be used to make a magical ingredient in items such as frost venom arrows. You were able to get scales and the fang. The scales could be used to make a frost guard shield, which is a shield made completely of the frost viper scale. And last but not least, the fang can be used to make a weapon such as the frostbite javelin.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Will you DM those to me?
The items themselves? Yeah, I can set those up as things for you.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. That is completed. The crafting process takes an hour. At the end of the hour, the fire has reached its zenith. The bodies of the viper and the salamanders are getting close to being completely consumed. When, out of the blue, there is a odd occurrence. A gigantic red lightning bolt strikes the pyre, causing the remains to be instantly vaporized. After the lightning strikes, there is the smell of ozone in the air and the taste of burnt flesh. Yeah, get the hell back. Everyone, as you look around to one another, the members of your party that have hair that is standing on end as if you touched a globe filled with static electricity. Gaiman, you feel a warmness in your heart that you haven't felt for a long time. It has been since the Duragar attacked. You feel this warmness. And as you look up to the skies, or maybe everyone is probably looking up because there was just a lightning strike. Can I get a perception check from everyone? Just to see what you all see. Ooh, I see a 20. Akia doesn't give a shit about this, so they're like, nope, don't care. Okay. So Lotus and Gaiman see this, and Avlis, you see Lotus and Gaiman noticing something, but you can't quite track it. Gaiman, that same helmeted figure that you saw in the sky, you see an outline of that face in the clouds as it is molding. And you could swear that a cloud just winked at you. As the face disappears.
Gaiman will nod at the clouds. Looking like a crazy person.
Whatever transgression you may have done in that shrine, you believe has been forgiven. Lotus, you also saw that crazy shit.
Yeah, Lotus is just looking wide-eyed, and she's just like, what the fuck just... She actually mumbles, like, under her breath, what the fuck just happened?
Oi, don't fucking blaspheme!
She doesn't even have the energy to argue with you. She's just so flabbergasted at what she just saw.
Danica also witnessed such a thing and kind of smiles and looks around to the group and asks, well, everyone, we've still have quite a bit to go before we are back in Brinshander, I imagine. About 4 hours. Should we hop on the dog sleds and get back to it?
Yes. Before you just Avalis, if you'll join me on my sled, I can tell you more about what I saw in the mirror.
He nods.
Of course. I imagine it was reflective, though.
Oh,
See, you've been around. I think you've been around us so long, Avalis. You've picked up our interesting sense of humor.
I'm trying to break Lex.
He's slowly just taking that chisel, trying to break me down. I will resist.
It's like carving a marble statue. You just do it little bits at a time.
I love that. Well, everyone, you can hop back onto the dog sleds and get back after it. And for the 4-hour conversation, we did hear from Avalis and from Lotus. Is there any conversations that happened between Akia and the other players?
No, probably nothing from Alicia at this time. It's mostly just writing down observational notes as to this divine situation that has recently occurred.
It seems a shame. I have all these supplies that could be used as powerful poisons. But no one uses weapons that... no one uses slashing or piercing weapons.
What are you on about? I've got my fucking sword.
But you do not like using poisons.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's cheating. But you were just complaining that, no one uses those types of weapons. I do.
More complaining that no one has use of these poisons that I have. It just seems a waste.
Well, Akia, you could cover your fists in those poisons and get poisoned into people that way.
If you're giving me permission to do that, because they are bludgeoning weapons, and they're not raw, supposed to work that way.
Well, hold on. What if you can make, spiky bits that you can, attach in a fight?
Yeah, you can make punch daggers.
So depending on the poison, if it's ingested, inhaled, or contact, if it's contact, it doesn't say anything about it being piercing or slashing on the table that I'm looking at here.
I've got a lot of basic poison, which specifically says slashing or piercing.
Let's see. Well, I'm looking at all the cool poisons, so maybe that's why.
That's probably why.
Because wyvern poison is just fucking dump it down their neck. Who cares? Let's see. Basic poison. Oh, yeah. Just cover your fist in that. Have you ever been punched? Do you know what happens when you get punched? You get cut. That's why they have a cut man in boxing.
Okay. Then I've got a lot of poison for my fists.
Yes. And yes, I just saw that. Let's give you guys a sled actor. Also, Akia. Configure ownership. I have created, because this will probably be useful. You now have a bonfire actor.
Ooh.
And everyone, you're back onto the sleds. Oh no! So if you drag the bonfire actor out, boop, you can drag your bonfires around.
Cool.
No, fuck no, I'm not getting anywhere near that evil mask.
You guys can mess around which one you want to
No,
pick.
alright, fine. Back on the sled.
Okay, let me create a sled actor.
Alright. Move back over here.
It's a vehicle.
Gaiman will look a little crestfallen
if anyone noticed, because he was hoping to speak to Avalos, but Lotus just like arm in arm is like walked him over to his sled and was chatting him up. And so Game was just like, another time.
Gaiman, would you like me to show you what I'm working on?
Can it hurt someone?
Very much so.
All right, yeah, I'm game.
All right. They will show you the ghoul claw dagger that they are in the process of making.
It looks positively ghoulish.
I would say it's good that Alicia is here, because what I would tell Avos is that so along with seeing my mother there, I also saw this drawing I did when I was a child. I made of myself, her, and my father, who I don't even remember his name. He left when I was so young. And seeing that, I just rushed into the next question. I just asked the mirror the thing I've wanted to know for so many years, who my father was, and showed me him in chains and inside a block of ice, and it really surprised me more than anything else that he was a tiefling. Not that I have anything against tieflings or anything like that, it's just I just always thought, well, it's like, the way biology works, and,
Yes, it seems odd that a tiefling would beget a dragonborn, as you say.
immediately the other thing I wanted to ask is why he left, but we were all out of questions by that point.
Now, not to interrupt, but the sled should be available to everyone. It should you could put all of the stuff on there that you would want. Sleds do have a carrying capacity of 350 pounds, and you guys have 3 sleds, so I guess we can just say that, not to completely mini game it, we'll just make 1 sled that represents all 3 sleds. It has a carrying capacity of the 3 sleds.
Yeah, that's what
So
I was kinda
would you
thinking.
say that's 1 sled to rule them all?
I would. I would.
Mm,
Now,
mm.
as you guys are heading back to Bryn Shander, the ride is smooth. You are not encountered upon by any creatures of the night, any creatures of darkness. And I will move the clock forward 4 hours. It is now 8:30 p.m. If anyone is crafting, you could make 4 crafting checks.
Oh yeah, I'm already on it.
Remember, if you're crafting any magical scrolls, Watto gets a bonus to help you.
Gaiman will take this opportunity to nap after being given the rundown on the ghoul dagger. Once Akia starts to make things and start tinkering, Gaiman's just gonna get bored and take a nap.
Man, and it looks like Akia is getting closer and closer to finishing this thing. So, you all arrive at the outskirts of Bryn Shander. Let me take you to the Bryn Shander map. Waiting for you is a beautiful, bright-eyed dwarf that you all have met several times, of course. Her name, Ogric Brighthelm, the woman who works at the gatehouse. As she sees you approaching, she almost goes into her full spiel. Well met, travelers. Keep your fingers and extremities under wrap, lest Auril bite your muff. Mind your tempers and you'll be welcome. Oh, sorry, everyone. It's you. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's us.
Well, I'm Actually, very glad to see you. There's been a couple of, well, things changing here in the city since last we saw each other. And it's just been a few days.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, her voice gets low. The Church of Auril, for the first time, has been actively recruiting, swelling their ranks with new followers. Many people have been taking the robe of Auril. More parishioners walk the streets of the town of Bryn Shander, and I'm sure soon all of the 10 towns.
Well, thank you for this warning, Lady Brighthelm.
And lastly, they have been working on something in front of the Church of Auril. It started out as what we thought was just, them making a snowman or something like that. But they are erecting a statue of Auril, making blocks out of snow and ice and putting it together piece by piece. It's almost complete.
I would like to go see that.
Same here.
Yes.
But maybe we should turn in what we have first.
Yes. We, the Black Iron Blades have been very patient with us and with a certain item they've asked us to retrieve for them.
It's along the way to the church.
Well, I don't have any more news, but I thought it was best that I tell you what's been happening.
Yes, well, keep doing what you've been doing, keeping a very close eye on everything, but I would say, and she'll lean very close, like, you might want to make sure that everyone's especially on guard. Considering what they've been doing, the Church of Auril is not one to be trifled with.
Of course. And she nods her head low. I'm happy that you're back, Thanes. Don't let me take up any more of your time.
Yeah, those will wait till we're out of earshot, and she'll sort of like get into like a little huddle with everyone as we're walking. It's like, all right, I've been sort of gathering my thoughts during the trip, and I think I might have an idea as to what's going on with this whole long winter thing.
Sun's gone.
Well, yes, that's part of it, but keep in mind this is only really just a theory, and even a very early version of a theory, but I kind of wanted to throw it out to you guys and see what you think.
Your NPCs are looking at you in anticipation for what you think.
All right, so here's what I think's going on. This Auril, they've brought on this long winter because they're some sort of deity, so they're very patient. They're going to play in the long game. So over time, they start really whittling down people's will, and then the cold weather starts really breaking them down physically as well. So she figures that she'll use that and try to recruit more followers, and of course whoever isn't recruited, anyone who isn't really physically strong ends up dying because of the really bad weather conditions. And she also starts doing this whole thing with the whole sacrifices and whatnot. then you start seeing these awakened things, right? So what I'm thinking is cutting off this area from everywhere else, building up her own forces. She wants to invade everything. She's gotta. She wants to use this place as a beachhead.
Wait, what's a beachhead?
See, it's a military tactic. The idea is you want to make a solid base of operations before you start really moving your forces out into other areas. So she wants to sort of make this place her headquarters before starting to take over everything.
Ah, a forwarding base. Okay.
Hmm.
I can definitely see that before they move on. Using Bryn Shander as that location before they start moving out to the other settlements.
Right. Then other settlements, and then once this area, when I say everywhere, I mean, as she holds out her arms to really emphasize what she's saying, everywhere.
Well, the one thing about that is that Bryn Shander's by large one of the largest settlements in 10 towns, if not the largest. So if they take Bryn Shander, then I don't think any of the other settlements are equipped enough to deal with whatever they have planned.
Alicia is correct. Dugansola is much smaller than Bryn Shander.
And Targos is pretty big, but it's nothing compared to Bryn Shander in the scheme of things.
Right, you guys are almost there, right? But what I mean is, like, when she takes over Bryn Shander, then the rest of the 10 towns, and then she'll start moving out. See what I'm getting at here?
You mean moving past the ice shield and going further down into the Sword Coast?
Mm-hmm.
What
Believe
is
me,
the-
it's not going to be a quick thing, you know. Like I said, very patient, very good at playing the long game.
Wouldn't the first thing to do then be to take out the competition, the other gods, or at least their worship in Bryn Shander?
Well, if this thing they're building to Auril is any indication, they're probably well on their way.
Alicia, you should go check on Michonne, and I can help.
Yes. Now that you say that, I am quite worried about her.
We can all go after we make our drop off at the Black Iron Blades, if you wish.
If you're willing to accompany me, that'd be most. I'd appreciate that.
Yes, that would seem more natural.
Okay, I think we try to make our way to the Black Iron Blades.
Okay, excellent. Then let me take you there. I'm digging the theories. I love it. I love theory crafting.
I believe that we owe 20 gold to the master leatherworker.
We're on to you, Orpheus. We're on to you.
Look, Lotus is an investigative journalist. This is what she does for a living.
You should see the outside of the Black Iron Blades. It is, of course, just a bit dark outside because of it being nighttime and the eternal darkness that pervades the entire region. However, when you open the doors, you see that there are several dwarves inside, drinking ale and talking and being boastful to one another. As the door kind of rings the bell to announce that someone has arrived, the dwarves all put down their ale and look out to sea. You will.
Akia will just stand back, hold the door open for everyone else. Will not engage.
Well, well, well. The female dwarf says to you all, it's been quite a while.
Good evening. Hope you've been doing well in these cold times.
Oh, yes. We've, just been huddled up here in Brinchander, waiting for our chance to speak to the Thanes once again. And it seems here you are. So tell us, do you come with us with good tidings or bad tidings?
We do apologize for the delay. There's been a number of other issues cropping up within 10 towns, but we did make our way over to look for the missing ingots that you told us about. I think first I want to preface and say condolences for the loss of your brethren.
Akia is standing next to Alicia with an object in their hand, sort of just awkwardly standing there, sort of waiting. And then they'll just sort of slowly step forward and eventually will hold out their hand and the locket's in their hand.
They look down and they say, oh. Well, we recognize that. And they kind of give you the motion like they're going to take it from you. Do you allow them to?
Of course.
They look and they say, was there anything left of them?
There were some scraps, but mostly what seems to have been fed on.
We did bring their remains.
Oh, we did? Oh.
Yeah, we did. We put it on the sled. It's just missing a head. They can still cremate it, or whatever.
I'm sorry to be irresponsive or frustrated. You see, us dwarves of the Battlehammer clan have very specific funerary rites. Anyways, that's not for us to put on you. You recovered our ingots.
Yep, it's on the wagon outside. Or, yeah, sleds are outside, sorry.
Well, and she motions to the two male dwarves that are with her, and they will go outside to collect the ingots. And she will approach and say, well, it sounds I'll be owing you some money then.
Thank you.
If you are okay with it, we'll be doing our payment in bloodstones. I've got 6 of them here that have your name written all over them. 50 gold a pop for one of these babies.
Would there be any check required to remember, like, what, if there's anything special about bloodstones? Or is it just like a fancy name for, like, a gemstone?
It is a fancy name for a special type of mineral known as a heliotrope, commonly known as a bloodstone.
Hippies wear pendants of them.
Mm-hmm. Nowadays, you could go to the New Age Spirit and probably get a sack of them for like $1.
Yeah, I may or may not have worn a pendant of bloodstone when I was in high school. I admit nothing.
Akia Akia defers all questions to Alicia.
I will go ahead and I will put onto Alicia's sheet, because she is communicating with these peeps. I will put some bloodstones onto your character sheet. And you have 6 of them. It was a pleasure doing business with you all, even if it did take quite a while. You have earned an ally in the Battlehammer clan.
As we said, unfortunately, we had a couple of things that cropped up during our travels, but we did want to at least try and track down your shipment, so...
Well, as I have understand, you are some of the only heroes doing what you can in these troubled times.
Possibly, but we would like to hope that everyone's doing their part, even in these difficult times.
As she looks around, and she appears to be a woman of few words, and you have done your business, the owner and operator of the Black Iron Blades would approach you all. You had an order.
Oh, yes. I think we had left off some items when we were last here.
Correct, and if my records show true, I'm still owed just a bit of money.
Ah, yes. How much was that?
Oh, I believe it was 20 gold pieces.
In being the out of character, I do have more than enough to cover this, Lotus. But also being the Thane of Bryn Shanner, Lotus will step forward, say, "Very well," and then she'll pull out one at a time and count out 20 gold pieces for me. I'll go ahead and deduct that off my sheet.
Alicia would chip in 5.
Yeah, Avalis will get 5 too.
All right, I'll take off 10 then. And as she does, Lotus never had mentioned this before because she had would have wanted to, listen into them during her visits to this place, but so she wouldn't have said that she could speak Dwarvish, but she does know how to speak and understand Dwarvish, so she'll just give him a grin and just say, "We appreciate you doing business with us," in Dwarvish to him.
He nods and he will take the money and he says, "I've got a little something for everyone here. I did kind of a special job turning some of this stuff into actual workable items. I thought I would go out on a limb, if you will. And I've got something here for everyone." And I see your ally gaming out there in the cold. I made something for him. I hope that he likes it.
Oh, I'm sure he will. It's like, he just wants to be sure that the ingots are safe until your people go out to retrieve them.
Well, I'll start with you, ma'am, he says to you, Lotus. And he produces a vial that seems to be constructed of Rimhorn, has scales and armor plates. This is kind of an odd object. I did a little bit of research. And what you need to be doing, put a little bit of your blood into this, attune to it magically, and it will make you a more powerful spellcaster. And he has given you the Rimhorhaz vial, which does require attunement by a sorcerer.
Interesting. She'll just sort of look at it in the light for a minute, and then just sort of slide it to her pack, just say well, Thank you. I'm sure I will make good use of it. Then she'll step back.
He will walk over to Avalas. I see that you're barely wearing any armor out there. It's a good way to get killed.
Yes, apparently I'm testing that theory now.
And he will hand you a suit of armor made of Remorhaz scales. And this is Remorhaz scale mail. It does require attunement. While wearing this armor, you are resistant to fire and to cold damage. Ooh. Yes, and you will probably be really happy when you unequip your hide and then equip your scale mail to see what happens to your armor class.
Somehow it goes
Ooh.
down.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fuck. Caleb, why? So, and we should see now you are both resistant to cold and to fire as you don that. He will approach Alicia. And he hands you what appears to be a short sword. I thought that you might be wanting to use something like this, Dawnbringer. This is a Remorhaz fang that I forged. It's not as strong as some weapons, but I think you'll get some good use of it. If you say the magic word, it will alight into flame.
Oh my.
The magic word is booyah.
And then their face becomes two dots in a line. Booyah. Got it.
And it immediately sets on fire in your hand.
Well, thank you so much. And then we'll say booyah.
And it turns off. The dwarf will walk over to Akia. I got something for you too there, Akia. You look like someone who could handle a little bit heavier armor. I didn't have the time or resources to make a suit of plate armor, but I could put together some splint. And he will hand you Remorhaz splint armor.
Thank you very much.
Does require attunement. While wearing this armor, you are resistant to fire and cold. I know you are already resistant to cold, but just in case there is anything that might stop you from being resistant to cold from your original source, this would be a backup, of course. Oh man, Akia, you are so heavily encumbered now. You're gonna have to put some stuff on the stuff, buddy. Anyways, the dwarf will walk over to Gaiman. Last but not least, I made something with that beastie's tail I hope you'll like. And Gaiman, he hands you a whip made from the Remorhaz that also will light a fire if you say the command word.
All right. Is it like come with a word?
I didn't tell this to Alicia, but the holder of the weapon can make their own word. I just really liked saying booyah while I was holding the sword. And it seemed to work.
All right, I'll figure something out.
Now, everyone hears the bad news. This is all contingent on you making your way to see the speaker. She stopped by soon after you left and told me that to put this on a, how did they say, a hook kind of deal.
This did seem exceptionally generous.
She's waiting for you all at Sheriff Markham's home. She stressed the importance of the meeting.
Well, if our business is done here, we shouldn't keep the speaker waiting.
True. I guess I can go to see Miss Shawn after this. After we see the speaker.
Avalos will just strip off his hide armor and start putting on the other armor, and places his hide armor remnants on the anvil.
Just chuck it right into the fire. Just
Might as well.
done with
Yeah.
you.
And I'll be outside.
Yeah. Akil will actually ask if they can change in the back room.
Yeah, no problem. You can walk to the back room, which is really just a stable and change.
Because no one's seen them change out their armor before. So, yeah, they're gonna go into a back room and try to have privacy. I assume that no one goes in to see what's going on.
Yeah, none of the NPCs would go to peep on you.
Okay. Then they come out in much thicker looking armor.
Mhm.
Like skin.
Yep. It's very disturbing for Warforged because their armor is their body.
And I guess they'll leave the scale mail behind because it is exceptionally heavy.
No problem. Okay, so does everyone hop onto the dog sleds and head for the speaker's home?
Oh, Alicia would also ask if the fox fur was done.
Oh, of course. Your cosmetic items are also complete.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Take that and wrap it around themselves for extra warmth.
Now, I feel like Alicia is very fashionable. She's got her blue scarf that is kind of this weave of magic, and now the fox fur.
Yep.
Would you say they look foxy?
Oh, God damn it.
Now, if only our friend Avalos had asked for it, because then he would look like a silver fox.
Oh.
Just look at that hair.
So does that make Alicia a foxy lady?
Mm-hmm. Of course, of course. Now, it
Should have played a bard in this campaign. Too late now.
You could be a barbarian. Nothing.
Nah, it doesn't work. I tried building one of those before.
Yes, the rage and spellcasting. So you can quickly hop on your dog sleds and head to the house of the speaker. And as you get there, I will take you to a new map.
Now the hook. Oh, that's a lot of guards. The hook, as it were, that include the animal skins that we were having made into stuff, or
No.
was that separate?
That's separate.
Okay, were they able to get those done even with the rush order on the other stuff?
That is correct. They did get those done for you guys. Those cosmetic items were complete.
Okay.
As we're traveling, I'll ask Copper if they need to go somewhere to collect that reward for everybody.
Okay, yeah, I'll go to the bank and get it all settled away. That way that you all can get paid when you're done with the speaker.
And was it, 25 gold I had to pay for the bearskin cloak?
That is
Think it was-
correct.
Alright.
Yeah, it's a price of some fine clothing. Uh, so everyone, you are welcomed into the speaker's home by the guards outside. They have a feeling of anticipation on their faces. As you are welcomed in, you see that the sheriff and Duvessa Shane, the speaker, are pacing about the room when you all enter. The doors close quickly behind you, and the speaker says, "I am glad that you are here. We have been anticipating your arrival."
Is everything all right, Sheriff? You're pacing a hole into the floor.
She looks to you and says, "Invisible enemies walk amongst us. We've seen their boot prints in the snow, and now we know what they are. Duragar. These creatures of the Underdark have infiltrated tin towns in search of something known as Chardalin. With it, they are doing something malevolent. If nothing is done to stop it, it could mean our death and destruction. Our militia captured one of the Duragar outside of the town of East Haven. And we have them here. They caught them trying to steal this Chardalin from places in East Haven. We have not been able to extract any information from them. I fear that they might want to be here for the good of all tin towns. Can you attempt to speak with them? Our methods have not seemed to play out. And as you look through the bars, not with the war pick, of course, but sitting there is a Duragar dwarf.
With an itty bitty head.
I don't recall. This is probably the first interaction that Alicia has had with a Dwergar. Is there any information that they would be able to recall about them?
Absolutely. If you would like to, I can throw this onto your... Actually, I don't need to throw it onto our character sheets. I can drag it into the chat. You guys could always check your scouter.
Oh yeah, that's right. This would be what, humanoid? Yep.
Ooh, yeah, so you know quite a bit about Dwargar. Number one, they can definitely see in the dark better than just about anyone, minus a dark elf. They are sensitive to the light of the sun. They are also known to be able to make themselves big, make themselves small, and turn themselves invisible. They are quite hearty beings with many hit dice. You know they live in the Underdark, and that they worship a deity known as Deep Dura. Mm-hmm.
Well, we can discuss how we want to interrogate this prisoner in
Absolutely.
chat for next week, maybe.
Yeah, because it's 11:30, and it is time for us all to say good night for the night. So let me take us back to the start page. I wanted to cliffhanger us there, as you guys have moved into the next chapter of the game with the completion of your last mission. You all will gain a level to level 5
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I get 3rd level spells. I know what I'm picking up.
Absolutely.
I already got mine auto prepared for me at level 5. Rain down the fireball.
Fireball.
The power of Pitbull in the palm of your hand. So yes, everyone, our next day
Done
will
it.
be not Friday, or next Friday, same time, same place, and we will begin with you speaking to this Durgar dwarf, finding out what they know and who they are. I hope that you all had fun. I enjoyed having that intense combat with the salamander, including that phase transition. If you have any questions, comments, concerns for me, please let me know. If there's anything Foundry-wise that you would like me to work on, just drop it in the, I think I put a to-do list. Yeah, to-do list, just let me know, and I will do that.
Just clarification. We don't like get a refresh on our things until we take a long rest, right? So we'll be like level 5 in, I guess, name.
After we have a long rest.
Yeah.
So how that would work? Yes. So once you guys have a long rest, you will then level up to level 5. You don't believe you are in any immediate danger, and that you could get a sleep after this interrogation.
So you're okay with us going ahead and getting all that prepared?
Yeah, you can pre-load all that and do all of that, and then boom, you can do it once you sleep next time. Cool. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns for it, you can send that to me publicly or privately. Let me know if there are any ways for me to make the game better. I have had such a good time so far in this adventure, but now it feels, with this introduction of this faction, things are speeding up. I'll let you interpret that as you will. Well, I hope you guys have a good Memorial Day weekend, if that is something that you do. I will be going out to meet wolves at Wolf Park on Monday and eating burgers and hot dogs.
Wolf Park. Interesting. Never heard that before.
Yes, Wolf Park is the thing very close to our house. It is based on the conservation and protection of wolves. So we go there all the time because we love animals.
Ooh, cool.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, I don't think I'm really doing anything particularly special for Monday, but we'll see.
Well,
I still gotta see if I'm working.
I'm not working. I told him to. I didn't tell them to
You didn't tell them to F off.
that I was thinking about it.
So call lightning, pretty cool. I get that.
Oh, that is a very cool spell.
Oh, out of curiosity, just out of how would daylight work? The spell with the long night or winter, like, would it look like daylight in a small area?
I guess you'll have to cast it to find out. No one has cast it yet to see if there's any strange interactions.
Yeah, those are both daylight and fireball are both domain spells that I get at 5th level, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think call lightning and conjure animals. Those would be good ones for me. Ooh, flame arrow. Okay.
Absolutely. Well, everyone, I am going to log off for the night. Please let me know if there's anything you guys need, and I'll get it done. Hope you guys have a good one. See you guys.
See, you're done.
Thanks for the game.
Thanks for running.
All right, good game.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah. Hey, everyone have a great weekend.
Yep, you
Thanks,
too.
you guys too.
And thanks everyone for tuning in. Catch you next time.